This is Josh Warrington, JTH Boxing. Today I'm here. I'm at the Utility Arena in Sheffield and I'm joined by Dave Coldwell after an amazing night of boxing. Dave, first of all, how are you feeling from my friend?
I'm very good. A great educational fight for Opie Price, which is what I want at this stage. I said that this year was all about his development and learning and gaining that experience before he's fully let off the leash. And he got some great experience tonight and reacted really, really well to problems in the fight. And reacted well when I had to, give him a bit of a kick up the arse, and did everything I wanted. So I'm over the moon.
In a night where we saw a lot of fighters have to show heart and dig deep, we saw it in the main event. But obviously you were here for Opie. Opie had to dig deep. But, he got his chin checked for the first time, and he dealt with it fairly well. And the way he came back, obviously knocked him down in the sixth, then just went and took over from there. How proud are you of Opie tonight?
I'm really proud of him because the reason being that. When people banging on about knockouts, early knockouts for these prospects, and hope he needs to step it up. No, because whether it was 4-round or 6-round or 8-round, I've always prepared him for 12-round fights. And what happens in the late rounds of the 12-round fights, just because someone's winning, like Josh Warrington was winning the early rounds, it's a 12-round fight. You have to win the 12-round fight, whether it's a stoppage or on points. And this is what I've been preparing Opie for. And yes, he had problems early on in the fight, and yes, he had his chin checked, and yes, he lost rounds in the fight. But it's what we talk about in the gym. There's going to be fights when you fight for titles where you're going to lose some rounds. How do you handle that? Do you press panic button and just start loading up and start losing and getting ragged, and then it just goes away from you? Or do you remain calm, do you remain calculated, and you stick to what you're supposed to do and turn it around? And he did. I'm buzzing for him.
Let's quickly turn the attention to the main event, and the main event which was just so unexpected the way it ended. Obviously, we know Leigh Wood, we know the way he digs deep in these fights. We saw it against Conor, and we saw it exactly again tonight, didn't we?
Yeah, that's the thing, is you can't say unexpected when it's Leigh Wood, because he was getting absolutely taken apart by Conlon, and look at what he did. The kid's got no quit in him, and when he's behind, he's that, not quite, but he's like what Nigel Benn was. He's got that equaliser where, they can be behind in a fight and come back and it's all done. Irrelevant what goes beyond, before. Fantastic. I thought Warrington looked really good. I didn't expect him to look as good as that. I think it was going to be a great fight, but I thought he'd be a little bit more worn and a little bit more telegraphed. I thought he was sharp, he was fast.
For 10 months out of the ring, you were expecting, you weren't expecting that at all?
No, and his jab was very, very sharp. He was really, really good. He walked onto a massive few shots from Leigh Wood. It was a massive puncher, and that's the result. The stoppage for me, I thought Josh didn't turn around. And after he stopped it, at first I thought, when he stopped it, I was like, oh. And then I saw him grab the ropes and wobble. I was like, good stoppage. Thank God he stopped it, because Leigh's going to be on him. But then I thought, oh God, he got a minute. Bell had gone, he got a minute. But I don't think that's the refs. I know you can say common sense or whatever, but I think in the rules it doesn't say that. So you don't have to give him a minute just because Bell's gone. The bell doesn't save you. So the referee can make that call. So he didn't. He did his job. If I'm Josh, I'm thinking you could have given me a minute and just seen how we were at the minute. Wouldn't have made any difference. But like I said, the ref's just gone by the rule book and said, mate, you're not ready to box. And at that moment, he wasn't ready to box. We can all say he might have recovered in a minute, but he might not have. And he might have walked straight out and got absolutely banjoed. And then we're all like, why did he let that go? Yeah. And we're all kicking off about the fact that he let it go. I think he'll sleep better at night knowing that didn't quite happen.
Obviously, both fighters made it quite clear that they might step up after this fight. Leigh Wood's 100%. Obviously, Leigh Wood also has that City Ground fight now locked in. Yeah. I feel like, and I hope you'll agree with me, but the Warrington rematch seems to be the only fight that stands out for me at the City Ground.
Yeah, or if Leigh's fighting for another world title. I mean, it could be fighting Codina at super featherweight for a world title. I don't know if that sells the City Ground, but a rematch between these two definitely sells the City Ground. And that's the fight that I would like to see. But Leigh's just beating him and he's thinking, I've only got a couple of fights left. What do I want that for? I understand. But a packed out City Ground with the atmosphere that was like tonight, but even more, and shitloads more money, it might change his mind.
Well, Dave, we hit the 5-minute mark, so I'm going to let you go now. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope to speak again soon. Thank you, Dave. Cheers.